And so letting the breath enter into the body, fully inhaling, letting the lungs expand and the belly expand. And then when you exhale, kind of release what's not serving you anymore. So anything that's going on in your mind, in your body, just let it go. We carve this time out for self-care. We carve this time out of our day to take care of ourselves. That's what self-care is, taking care of yourself. Back to your breath. In yogis, we give and we give and we give, and we have all kinds of commitments and obligations in our lives, whether it's family or work or school or friends or relationships. And so sometimes we just need that time to check out of all of that. So we unplug out of our lives and we re-plug back in for ourselves. And so plug yourself in right now into that universal energy that you're going to receive from slowing down, using the breath, and moving your body. I love to start seated because we can just start to gently sway and move, connecting the breath to the body, noticing the upper body, the shoulders, the neck, any tension we might be holding from the day. And you feel it. You feel those little sticky places. Maybe you've been sitting a lot, or maybe you've been looking at your phone too much. And so we breathe and move our bodies nice and gently and slow. Inhaling and exhaling, maybe turning this into cat-cow, really feeling the back body open here, the shoulders, and noticing all the vertebrae in your spine. Beautiful. Yogis, I'm inviting you to keep connecting to the breath. Keep connecting to the breath over and over again. Let's roll onto all fours, tabletop position. I'm going to turn to the side. And let's take some cat-cow movement here. So we let the belly drop and then up to cat stretch spine. Add in a little bit more movement here. So maybe like to drop in and back to child's pose, or maybe you just like to take these big circles around. When you come back to tabletop, taking your right hand out like you want to shake my hand, but take your gaze and look down at your hand that's on the floor. And let's take that back leg, opposite leg, left leg, and lift it up. Balancing tabletop. Beautiful. Lift it up a little higher. Notice if the belly drops, and if it does, pull it up and in. And then elbow to knee, pull it up and in. And kick it out. Let's do that 3 times total, so 2 more. Beautiful. Release that right hand, release the left knee, and then the other side. So like you want to shake my hand with the left hand, look down, right leg reaches up, pull the belly up and in, and then 3 times pull it in for 1, and out, 2, and out, 3, and out. Hold that. Feel the strength of your core. Beautiful. And then release down, hands and knees again. Tuck your toes and lift your hips, first downward facing dog. Literally feel the stress and the tension melt off your body. Let it roll off your shoulders, top of your head, and melt your chest back. Come up on your tiptoes, bend your knees. Turbo facing dog. Walk your hands back to your feet, hang in a forward fold, ragdoll heavy. And then slowly roll up because we've had our head down below our heart. Slowly roll up to standing. Draw your shoulders back, down and away, and find some breath. Beautiful. Reach your arms up, inhale. And exhale, forward fold down to the earth. Walk out to plank. And lower down to vinyasa. So lower down either all the way to your belly, use your knees or not, or hover halfway. Upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, pressing back. Downward facing dog. Right leg lifts to the sky, open hip on hip. Elevate the pose and find some space. Beautiful. Knee comes to nose, shoulders over wrist, pull up and in. Really hold that position here. Really feel the strength of your arms and your core. And then gently slide that right foot in between your hands. Beautiful. Left hand down, right hand up for a twist. And make this bigger or smaller. Maybe you roll to edges or maybe you drop your back knee. Really feeling the places and spaces in your body right now. Both hands come down to wide stance fold. When you're ready, move it back. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold again. Noticing the breath here, yogis. I'm going to constantly remind you today to come back to the breath. And if your mind wanders away, bring it back. And let's come around to the front of your mat. Stepping back through plank again. Option to take vinyasa or option just to press back to downward facing dog. Or maybe you're working out more and you want to take push-ups here. So yogi's choice. Meeting me back in downward facing dog. Left leg reaching for the sky. Lifting up on the tiptoe, opening up, finding space. Beautiful. The knee comes to nose, knee comes to forehead, shoulders over wrist, press down into the floor, pull up into your core, feel the belly strong, and then gently slide the left foot in between your hands, and then a lunge twist. Make it as big or as small as it works for you. And then take both hands down, a little quarter turn, wide stance fold. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale. We're going to take this to a twist. I'm going to use a pillow. If you have a block or a pillow handy, you can use that. Right hand down, left hand up, open for a twist. Hand can stay on the hip or reach to the sky. Eye gaze either up past your shoulder or down to the earth. What I'd like you to really think about here is the shoulders stacking. So let that back shoulder stack over the bottom shoulder. Really nice. We'll switch sides, replacing left hand down where right hand is. Right hand to hip with a twist. Both hands come down, we walk back over the left foot to low lunge. Step back to plank again. Option to press to child's pose or down dog. Take push-ups or vinyasa. And downward facing dog. Look to your hands, walk, step, jump, or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen, halfway look. Exhale and fold. And then inhale, rise again to stand. With a little back bend, I like to take my hands back around behind my head and let the elbows open here. So really the shoulders and the heart's opening. Beautiful. Hands come back to heart center, mountain pose. Yogis, where's your breath now? Notice if it's here in your heart, if it's locked up here in your head, or maybe you can move it to your belly. Inhale, sweep arms to the sky. And exhale, fold down to the earth. Inhale, offer your heart and walk back to plank pose. Lower down. Up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. The right foot steps through, the back heel spins, and we rise to warrior one. Take your hands down to your heart center and sink a little bit deeper into the front knee lunge. Beautiful. Find the breath here. And then lean forward and kick the back leg up for warrior three. Beautiful. You can hold on, you can keep the foot tapped to the earth. Let's bring that knee to chest. And string together another balanced pose for tree. Try to take it on a 10 count. And then maybe change the arm position for another 10 count. And then meeting me in mountain pose. Make some hip circles. Release your arms. Be free in your movement here, yogis, with your breath. And then come to standing when you're feeling like you're done moving. Inhale, reach to the sky. And exhale, fold down to the earth. Inhale, lengthen, look out. Walk, step, jump, or float back to plank. Lower down, slow and controlled, up dog or cobra. Beautiful, yogis. Exhale, press back, downward face. Left foot comes through, right heel spins, rise up, warrior one. Bringing hands right into heart center and sinking into the posture. So if you can't get the hips to square, move that left foot open a little bit more, pressing through the outside edge. Beautiful. And then we'll lean forward, hover, and lift the back leg up for warrior three. With breath. Beautiful. Knee comes back up into chest. Tree pose, Vrikshasana. The foot can stay touching the earth above or below the knee or up into the groin area. Hands can come to heart center first. Let's take 10 counts and then another 10 counts with a different arm movement. And let's step down. Feet together, knees together. Sit back chair pose, Utkatasana. Hands can either be out or at heart center. But we're sitting in this chair really feeling the back of the body and the legs strong. And breathe. Forward fold. Ah, let it go. Inhale, lengthen. Vinyasa or down dog, yogi's choice here. Remember, you can add those push-ups for strength. We'll step through a cartwheel, the hands open, preparing for warrior two. Beautiful. Warrior two, hips and shoulders are open, back heels pressing, bending into front knee lunge. Reach the arms up overhead with a straight leg, and then back into the warrior two. Leg is bent. Hands on your hips, dial your right toes in, left toes back for warrior two on the other side. Pump one time, straight leg, and back to warrior two. Facing away from me, feeling the strength of the body. Hands to hips, dial both feet out, heels and toes out for squat. Sink into the squat, maybe even come up on the tiptoes. And then pulse down on a 20 count. You count. Hands come back to the hips. We turn the right toes forward, back foot turns to warrior foot. Straighten out the front leg, reach, triangle pose, Trikonasana. Maybe step the back foot in a little bit, opening up the heart. Yogis, where's the breath? A reminder to keep the breath strong, slow, and steady in the belly. Where are your thoughts, yogis? Bring them right back to this moment. In this moment, just think about the triangle pose, the body, the breath. Exalt, breathe up and reach back. And then second triangle or half moon, let's challenge ourselves. We're gonna step close and tip over. Hand can come to earth, opening up for half moon. Slide back to warrior two, nice and gentle with grace. Ah, there it is. Inhale, reach up, turn yourself to the back of your mat, warrior two. Straighten out your back leg, reach and tip for triangle pose. Exalt your triangle, reach up. Second triangle or half moon. Keep breathing, yogis. And then back to warrior two. Hands to hips, dial both toes out, heels in, more squats. Come up on your tiptoes if you want a little more. If not, drop in a little deeper, tuck in the booty, and let's take that 20 times. Lower for the last 10. Beautiful. Step the feet together, top of your mat. And make some movement, organic movement. I feel like I need to move my arms a little bit. If at any time you need to have some water, take a break, please do that. Keep the breath moving and the body moving. And coming back to the top of your mat. Beautiful. The right knee comes to your chest. The right foot kicks out. Left hand up, right hand down. Beautiful. Try not to lean back there. Nice balance. Kick the foot, catch it in the hand. And lean forward, dancer pose. Hold on to something if you need to. This is a quad stretch and a back bend. So if you need to hold on, you hold on. You can get a deeper stretch here in the quad if you hold on. So yogis, do your thing. We're finishing out of this, just stepping the back foot down, turning the hips and shoulders square, front foot forward. Nice and easy. Come forward for a forward fold. The right hand comes to tap the floor. If it doesn't make it, use a pillow or a block. If your hamstrings are too tight and it doesn't make it. And now we're going to take a revolved triangle. So we're going to keep the right hand down and twist open, left hand to hip. Both feet are touching. I really find it helpful to use a block or a pillow. My arms are much shorter than my legs, as most people. Beautiful. Revolve triangle. Hand can come up or down. And then let's come back to squared hips over that left leg. Step the right foot up to meet the left foot. Inhale, lengthen. And then all the way up for a back bend here. And then heart center. Beautiful. The left knee comes up and we kick the left leg out straight. Try not to lean back. Really feel the quad here and the core and your breath. Right hand comes up. Left hand reaches down. Bend your knee, catch your foot. Beautiful. Once here, stay, hold on, or lean in for dancer pose. Hips as square as you can. Again, hold on if that's appropriate. And then we just simply step back for head to knee pose. So the feet look like a triangle almost, but everything's facing forward. We come forward for a forward fold. The left hand comes down either to the earth or to a block or pillow. And then we twist the triangle. So we take the left hand down, right hand to hip. Oh, I think everything just cracked in my back, felt wonderful. Hand hip or hand to sky, your choice. Trying not to press all the weight into your hand, but rather keeping all the weight in your feet. Squeezing your thighs together, engaging the core, beautiful. Both hands come down, head to knee pose. Really feel the back body open here, beautiful. And step the back foot up to meet the front foot. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. And then go ahead and take a plank pose. Side plank, option to move the right hand to center and open up side plank, stacked or scissored, or even dropping the right knee down. Perhaps you're lifting this top leg up and breathe. Lots of strength in the core here. And back to center. Press back down dog, reset. Come forward again, side plank, left hand moves to center. Take the knee down or not. I'm going to take my knee down here. I have a shoulder injury. And then reach the hand to the sky or keep it at your hip. Again, if you're taking this to a different level, you can lift the top leg up, and if not, keep the knee down. Beautiful. Pressing back, downward facing dog. The right leg reaches for the sky. The right knee taps the right elbow. Hover for 5, 4, 3, 2, kick it up. Tap the left elbow for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then drop it in gently for pigeon pose. So the right knee behind the right wrist, right foot behind the left wrist. Slide the hips back to square. Sit up tall for long spine. And then go ahead and find yourself in pigeon. So either on the elbows or maybe on a pillow. But we want to really think about keeping the hips as square as we can get them. So we're really pressing into the right side and the left side evenly. If this doesn't feel good, you can lay on your back and do reclining pigeon with the figure number 4 on your legs. I'm going to demonstrate that. The rest of you stay where it's comfortable. So if you are coming to reclining pigeon, we're laying on our back. Right here. Beautiful. So again, yogi's way, whichever works. If you take any variations here in pigeon, please do that. So maybe take a quad stretch, it feels really good. Or you take a mermaid pose. Anything that works for you. Coming out of pigeon, we're going to lift that right leg back up to the sky and open up hip on hip. Then we'll slide that right foot underneath the body towards the left pinky for fallen triangle and just open things up a little bit more here. Both hands come down, maybe take a scissor push-up here. If not, back to downward facing dog. Option to add in a vinyasa here if you'd like. And if not, left leg comes up to sky, taps left elbow for 5, 4, 3, 2, kick it up. Taps right elbow for 5, 4, 3, 2, pigeon pose. Drop in. Slide the hips back. Option for the reclining pigeon if that feels better in your body. Make sure that you do what feels right. And yogi, that's not just when you're practicing yoga. It's not just feeling the feelings in your body, it's everything around you, using your intuition to know what feels right and what doesn't. To really listen to the body and soul. Because it knows. Continuing to notice the quality of your breath, where your thoughts are wandering. Taking care of yourself, yogis. Continuing to take care of ourselves. Using our breath and our body movement. Let's release the hands down to the earth. Kick the leg back up to the sky. Open hip on hip. Let's bring the foot in between and then across to the right pinky, opening up, fallen triangle. Hand comes down, push up or arm balance, and then back to downward facing dog. We'll jump or walk to squat. If squat doesn't feel good, have a seat on your mat. And if it does, take a squat. From here, you can practice your headstand or your crow pose, or you can just stay seated on your bottom, feet together, knees apart. We'll all meet in seated bound angle. That's feet together, knees apart, seated. Using your elbows to maybe open out your knees here. Sitting up nice and tall. Coming back to the breath. And then start to forward fold, but lift the chin up. So we're using the elbows to open out the knees. The chin is up, the back is flat, and we breathe. Beautiful. And sitting up tall, let's hug the knees into your chest. Little egg pose here, tucking your forehead onto your knees. And then let's keep our feet hip distance apart, lowering down, slow and controlled onto your back. And let's take some crunches here because it's good for our core. Maybe 10 or 20, whatever you're feeling. And then the hands come underneath you and we lift up the hips. Rolling to the outside edges. For a bridge pose. Maybe come up on tiptoes, lift the chin off the chest, look straight ahead, beautiful. And let's relax down and windshield wiper the feet from side to side, falling into some spinal twisting, letting the spine get back to its shape. Beautiful. And one more time, let's lift up. And release down. Take the legs over to the right, arms out to the side, look to the left, spinal twist. Up and over again, spinal twist. And back to center again. Go ahead and take a big good morning stretch. And either release your hands to your belly or the earth, or maybe roll to your right or left side in a fetal position, curled up in a tiny little ball. Or maybe you're going to sit against a wall. So go ahead and find your final position. And if there's any other postures that you'd like to take, go ahead and take them. And so, yogis, now we come back to our breath where we began, and take another mental inventory of how you're feeling right now. Yogis, seek peace, cultivate peace, commit to peace, insist on it in your life. Don't settle for peace based on outward circumstances or a particular arrangement in your life. Go down the winding road and find the peace that prevails amidst the mountains and the setting sun. Find the peace that prevails even if turbulent waters roar through your life. There is a peace that the universe offers, and yogis do not settle for anything less. Let's continue to sit in our space here with our breath, thinking about this moment, the peace we have right now. Allowing your breath to come back to its steady rhythm. The beauty of taking a class online is you don't have to get up and leave. You can stay here for as long as you'd like. And the practice of yoga really came to be because the yogis wanted to sit longer in meditation and they needed stronger bodies. So really, this is where the yoga begins. This is really the taking care of yourself, the emptying of the mind, the body surrendering to the earth, and just floating in this peace that we've created together. I prefer you don't get up and finish class seated. I prefer you stay and rest in this place that you've created for yourself, this place that you can come to whenever you need. And so, yogis, until we meet again, I wish you peace and love and light. Namaste.